Hi all, I am Dr. T. Lokeshwari, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Application PG, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to discuss about spiral model. In the last video we have discussed about waterfall model. So in this video we are going to discuss about spiral model. Before I am going to continue the spiral model, first we should know about software development life cycle. 7 phases, you are aware, right? So in that 7 phases, the first one requirement analysis, second one design, third one implementation, fourth one testing, fifth one deployment, sixth one maintenance, seventh one evaluation. So these are all the things we have discussed in waterfall model. Before that, what are all the software development life cycle. So in this video we are going to discuss about spiral model. The spiral model was proposed by Bohm in 1988. This model represents the process of software as a loop. So each loop represents each activity. What are all the activities? I will let you one by one. Because the session when I started, I told about the software process, what are all the activities in order to develop a software product. So the same thing here, the loop, each loop represents each activity. From innermost loop to outer loop, each one, for example, the system flexibility, the next loop will be a system requirement, then followed by design, then followed by coding, then followed by testing, followed by deployment. So I will show you the diagram how it will be. If you see this diagram, it represents as a loop. From the inner loop to outer loop, each one represents one activity that you are aware. So in this, if you see that the loop, we will divide into 4 things. One is the objective and alternatives, whatever we are considering, that is first phase. Second phase, in order to evaluate and is there any alternative way to resolve the risk, that will comes under second stage. Third stage, in order to develop and in order to verify the product for the next phase. The fourth one, in order to plan for the future, that means next planning phase. These are all the 4 ways we are going to divide. So the first one, the objective, we will see here. The each loop, that means here we are going to divide this in 4 sectors. The first one, objective setting, I said. The objective setting in the sense, what are all the risks we are going to identify and what are all the alternative ways in order to overcome that particular risk, that we are going to plan in this objective setting. That is very important one. The second one, risk assessment and reduction. So in the phase 1, the risk we are identified, that is going to carry out in brief way to overcome the reduce of risk. That means here, in order to build one product, it is not as a bulk. We are making one sample prototype, and if we are using that, and what are all the problems may come, based on that we are going to build a bulk one. That comes under risk assessment and reduction. Next, development and validation. That means based on the proper identification how to overcome the risk, in order to choose the appropriate one, which one we can choose, because in order to overcome the risk, that means you have to minimize that. That is what here you are going to develop, and you are going to validate which one will be best. So the last one, planning. Based on that review and decision what we are taking, we are going to use. So this loop, each one, in order to reduce and we have to minimize the error. So here this particular spiral model will be used in not for the short one, for the long duration of project, that this spiral model will be helpful. So what are the advantage of this spiral model? Because In this model itself, we are going to minimize the risk. So high amount of risk analysis you can able to verify this model. And here it support large and high risk project, because the for example, it will be a 1 year to 5 year or 5 year, like that long duration project, everything comes under this spiral model. Then it is one of the most flexible model in SDLC. The changes in any phases, you can able to do the changes and you can able to minimize that. Here monitoring each loop will be helpful for that. What will be the disadvantage of this spiral model? Because it's a loop, we don't know when to stop. That is the one problem, and it will be a long duration project, so the cost will be high when you're going for this. The model you can't use it for smaller project, larger project only you should use this particular spiral model. The success rate will be depend upon the risk factor, how we are identified and how you overcome that. Thank you so much. We will see you the next session, prototype model. Thank you.